guys, it's Black Rat from 287 and welcome to the channel. So today we're gonna do the video about the setup for free-to-play players for the season SX23. So let's go. I already took out all my heroes, so we're gonna do it together to try to find the best setups that we can get only with free-to-play heroes and free-to-play skins also, because this is very important to get all the free skins that are good that you can, because obviously some are very useless, but we got some nice skins to get as a free-to-play, so let's do it. So as a main legion, of course, it's not gonna change that much, but we're gonna play the legion with our best friend, our free-to-play best friend, Harald. Of course, with infantry. And we actually have some good alternatives to play with Harald. So I'm going to tell the three of them that I think are worse. And I'm going to choose one of them because I want to give you a full setup with a defensive legion. So then you have to choose what to pick. I'm going to give the one I think is the most interesting to use, and then you will see. So as a start, so for me, the one that I'm going to choose to play, it's going to be Harald with Lahir and with a healer. So Legion with infantry. So why I'm choosing this? Because there's actually, I'm going to say, three good alternatives, in my opinion, to play with Harald. So we have Harald, Lahir, and the healer. We have Harald, Lahir, and Bleeding Steed, which is one of the best, I think, but it's really a small difference between the others. And then we have also, in my opinion, Harald with Gustav and Asdrubal, the new hero. So for me, those three combos are the best ones to use as a main legion if you are free to play. But the difference is not big between them. And sometimes it's going to depend on the castles, because I remember some castles who were destroying me very bad with this legion, Harald, Gustav, and Hasdrubal. And in other castles, it's not working so well. So it's going to really depend of the combos that you are using, you are facing, the stats that you have. So there's a lot of things. So, of course, the Legion with Healer always works well because it's going to really increase the tanking of the Legion. Lahir is really a good hero. It's actually working better than Bleeding Steed in the middle. So, I will pick this one. Not means it's the best of the three. Really, it's going to depend on your feeling. So, you have to try the three and see what's the best. But I'm going to show you why I selected this one, because I want to keep the other heroes to make other Legions. So, this is the main Legion for me to use. Then we're gonna go for a second legion, which is one of the best counter for this Harald. Actually, that's why it's a very good legion to use. And it's gonna be Roland in the front row. And then we're gonna go for where he's hiding, Bjorn with the skin, which is a free skin. And of course, the back row gonna be Tura Cartel with infantry, of course. So this legion is working very well since 2 seasons, actually working better than Don Quixote. I really tried both. I prefer a little bit this one. I think it's working better, especially against those combos who have a lot of damage like Henry. It's gonna silence them because Bjorn have a lot of silence, and it's really a good hero. It's working super well in melee combos. So for me, it's the best to use as a free-to-play Cavalry. So go for it. It's going to super strong against Harald to counter all those healing legions. So it's a very good legion to use. Especially, I use it a lot to defend on the tiles, because usually people are going to send their Harald to attack tiles. And you're going to defend with this legion, which is a Cavalry, and going to be able to stop some Harald. So I love this legion. Then let's go for the third legion. And for this one, it's going to be a mixed legion, with the first hero gonna be the Hunk, and the Hunk is hiding right here. Secondly, hero gonna be Sakura, and the last one, of course, we have Henry. So this is gonna be a mixed legion. So we have and infantry here, and then of course archery. So why this legion? Because also there's some other combos that you can use with Henry. So in my opinion, the ones that I really like, of course, are Hank and Sakura with Henry. For me, it's a very nice combo. It's going to be very strong against Cavalry, working very good against Cavalry. Not working that well against Harald, but it's not that bad. I mean, Harald not going to counter this legion, but of course Harald going to be a little stronger. But this is very strong against some mixed legions and also against Cavalry. So I have one alternative that I like to use. So you can also, if you prefer, to put Gustav instead of the Hunk. It's also working very well with Gustav, Sakura, Henry. It's a very good legion, so see as your preference what you prefer. Both works very well, but in my opinion, so also because I have the Hunk skin, so I prefer to use it like this, and also I use my Gustav in another place. You have another alternative who also works well. You can replace Sakura with Bjorn, also working very nicely. It's a very nice legion. I think it's one of the best of the three I just said, my opinion. But the difference is very small, and I prefer to keep Bjorn for the Cavalry Legion because I want to keep Don Quixote for another legion also. So I try to find the best compromise to not lose a lot in terms of strength and keep some heroes usable in other legions. But it's really one of the best mixed legion usable, so very nicely, and it's going to be his job to counter the Cavalry. So now let's go for the last legion. It's not going to be a big surprise, so it's going to be the legion with Sendiata and Farah. She's here, and also with the Rose and Blade. So this is a Cavalry legion, so I'm not going to talk much about this. You know very well this legion. It's still usable, not very strong in my opinion, but we have to do what we can. So for me, I would put it there. I also forgot to say that Henry is a free skin, of course, so it's going to be even better. So if you can, just go for it. And now we're going to set up our defensive queue. And this legion is one of the new legions that people are using, and I really like it. I don't see it a lot, but I think it's a very good legion, especially to defend. So it's going to be Don Quixote in the front row. Actually, I don't have Asdrubal, so I can't really show you. That's really bad. I didn't recruit Asdrubal. That's bad. Okay, so we have Bleeding Steed. Where's my Bleeding Steed? Where is he? My Bleeding Steed. Okay. So Bleeding Steed in the back row. And in the middle row, I can show you because I don't have Asdrubal. I actually completely forgot that I don't have this hero. I really don't have one copy because I didn't recruit it. Because I don't use it, actually. But it's okay. I'm gonna put a little picture or something, but you're gonna understand that it's gonna be Asdrubal in the middle row and Bleeding Steed in the back row. So of course, the front row is Cavalry, and the two other heroes gonna be infantry. So that's gonna be like this. So imagine that here there's a little Asdrubal. So this legion is a very defensive legion. It's kind of very defensive, not doing a lot of damage, but it's going to be very good to use in a defensive role, so you can not take much damage, because it's a legion that even if she's not going to lose a lot of troops, sorry. So it's going to be nicely to use. So that's why I didn't want to use Bleeding Steed with my Harald, and I didn't want to use my Don Quixote in another legion. So actually the Cavalry Legion, this one is the best one for me. So actually Don Quixote will be free. But for me, it's the best compromise to use all the heroes, because obviously if you're going to use Bleeding Steed instead of healer, it's going to be a little bit better. But for me, it's not that a big difference that Bleeding Steed must be in this legion, in my opinion. So it's a good compromise for me. Obviously, it's going to depend on your castle, on your taste, so you can test the other combos that I gave for the other. But obviously, the problem is that You're gonna probably use heroes that, for me, I would use in this defensive, and it's gonna be harder to make a good defensive legion because there's no more heroes who's gonna stay that good. Anyway, this legion actually can be played in one of your 4 legions, and you can, for example, for me, the one that is the weakest is the Sendiata legion. You can put Sendiata as defensive. It's going to do a lot of damage if you get attacked by Harald, because this does a lot of damage in Harald. So it's going to depend. It's going to depend. You're going to choose depending what you prefer. I would set it like this, but you can totally make different things. So how to set the defensive? So in my opinion, you always put the defensive, of course, in the front. Always the defensive in the front. Second legion, you can put your strongest legion or the legion who counters the attackers. For me, I would use Tura Cartel because, sorry, you're going to be attacked a lot by Harald or Infantry Legion since they are the strongest. So I think it's good to put this one to counter those Harald. In the third, I would use my main legion, so this one. Then we're gonna use the Henry, and as last, the one that I think is the less good. It's gonna be Sendiata. For me, it's gonna be, yeah, it's really the less good legion in one of the all of them here. So that's it. So that's how we can set your legion. So as I say, you can't pick exactly what I'm saying because it's going to really depend on some castles. Some legions going to be working better than others. It's really, sometimes it's just a feeling, but there's no big differences between those legions that I said. So in my opinion, this is a good setup to use. Then you must have your own test. That's the best to do. So I hope this video you enjoy the video, and it's gonna help you to choose what to use for the next season. And I see you soon for the next videos, and peace out.